waited for the right time to upgrade your vehicle, and that time is now. During the More to Move You sales event, take advantage of tremendous savings on our award-winning lineup of new Mazdas. Come experience Mazda and see what makes the difference at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.
How's the soup?
That is a good soup.
I'm doing away with all my small coffee mugs.
Okay.
Look at this!
Oh, what a blast from the past.
What the
Okay,
hell?
Johnny, walk us through it. Who's in it?
Back left, Graham,
Oh.
Diane Deaton, me. Front left, Greg Merriweather, Lauren Westbrook, and a very young, handsome Matt.
What are you saying?
Williams.
What do you mean? He is still young and handsome.
He is still
So
young
what do
and
you think
handsome.
that is? That's got to be
What
11,
year?
13, maybe. Was that
We
12?
were in that convertible.
Yes.
Is that 2012 or 2013? Yes, is the answer. It's one of those years.
Do you remember what party
one of those.
or what road trip that would have been?
Well, see, I know where we shot that. We were along River Road.
Right,
Right.
correct.
And
that blue convertible
right,
that you
doing that.
talked somebody into driving.
Somebody's blue convertible?
Actually,
Matt's?
actually, no. Nobody was driving. The little trick of photography there. We were on the back. It was on a flatbed.
See, I wasn't gonna.
It was on a
pull the
flatbed
curtain
truck
back and let you see
And
the
so
man
we were
behind the
rolling
curtain.
along. They were pulling us. We were riding on a flatbed,
Yeah.
and so we were just fake driving. Sorry.
That's
But because
amazing.
they've seen
Magic.
every one of us driving
Exactly.
in real life, so they're like, well,
yes.
okay.
There you go.
Wow. I love that they put you in the back. The traffic sergeant, they said, let's put him in the back with Diane Deaton and Graham.
Hey,
I
nobody
love that.
puts Johnny in the corner.
Nobody puts
But you know
Baby in
what?
the corner.
It's good to reveal the curtain in this one because sometimes people would say, well, you should be focusing on driving
Right.
and not taking pictures,
Right.
but you weren't driving.
That's right.
You were being safe.
Those were fun.
They were fun. They were fun. All right. So if you're driving around today, you may be seeing, and Johnny's going to talk about this in a minute, some fog out there. He has been making sure you know where you're going. But Jared, you're talking about the fog this morning. It may not just be, it won't be just a Thursday thing.
Yeah, it could be a Friday thing, might even be a Saturday thing. And then, guys, an Arctic front. Yes, you heard me
here we
right.
go.
An Arctic, yes, because we're going to have a blast of cold air next week. But first, let's get a live look outside. So you see a little fog. This is a pretty shot, nevertheless, over False River. And you can see the fog beginning to burn off bit by bit, and it should do so, I would say, within the next hour or two. There's a dense fog advisory until 9 a.m. Meanwhile, we're at 54 degrees, not bad, and it's going to be a warm day, so you might want the extra layer just to start things out, and then you can go ahead and shed that. We're going to see warmer temperatures, 80s over the next few days right through Saturday, maybe a little bit in the way of rain, not today though, and then the possibility of a freeze, at the very least a frost, next week, Monday and Tuesday. We're talking about lows heading for the 30s. There's the dense fog advisory in effect area-wide until 9 o'clock in the morning, and thereafter we should see the visibility improve, although I will say the visibility is starting to improve already. 5 miles opening up at BTR, that's not bad. 2.5 Gonzales, that could be a little bit better, and still a couple of areas of dense fog up around Macomb coming in at 1/4 mile visibility. Couple showers parked down to the south in the Gulf. That's not going to affect our neck of the woods today. Tomorrow there will be a chance that a couple of these scattered showers and thunderstorms will be over our neck of the woods. Certainly a far cry from a washout. In fact, let me tell you what we're talking about. High today, 80 degrees. We'll have a mixture of sun and clouds. And then as we get to tomorrow morning, you'll see a couple of isolated showers around the area. And we'll see isolated to scattered thunderstorms possible tomorrow, both AM and PM. And there is a very, very low limited risk that some of those could be strong to severe. There you see we're kind of on the outer cusp of a level 1 marginal risk for tomorrow. But again, that's a very low risk. Really, this is not going to be a big rainmaker. The front's going to get here on Sunday morning, and then we're going to get this reinforcing shot of dry, stable, cold continental air, and that's going to allow temperatures to really plummet. But as I mentioned, the front itself on Sunday morning, it's not going to be a big rainmaker. Let's freeze it up right here. This is the pre-dawn hour Sunday morning, a quick shot of 20% chance, and then that's it. The front moves through, and beginning Sunday afternoon, temperatures are going to start to plummet, the winds are going to pick up, and we could be talking about not only a frost, but the first possible freeze of the season, which, by the way, we're forecasting a low of around 32 degrees Tuesday morning. So again, Monday night into Tuesday morning, might have to get ready for a light freeze. Now, just in case you were wondering if this is really early, it feels kind of early, but not so fast. This upcoming Monday happens to be November 10th, and wouldn't you know, our average first freeze, also November 10th, our average first freeze, that's our average first frost. The freeze usually happens a little bit later than that, but still, usually in the month of November, we tend to get a first first freeze across the area. 80 degrees for today, nothing of the sort, and we will become partly cloudy once the fog gets on out of here. Then for tonight, much milder, much muggier, only a low of 63 degrees. Might see a little bit of fog towards daybreak tomorrow. So the big day of transition is Sunday. That 20% is just for the early hours. Hold on to your outdoor plans, but keep in mind Sunday, it's going to get breezy. It's going to get cooler starting in the afternoon. And then look at that. Yeah, Monday, Tuesday, just significantly colder as we have kind of a roller coaster ride over the next couple of days. Johnny, that's a good looking shot behind you. It doesn't look too fogged in over here.
Not bad at all from our Gordon McKernan First Alert traffic camera. This is on his building on City Place right next to the Marriott, and a very good flow of traffic. And look at the skies, how they're clearing. Jared said that by 9, certainly by 10, you'll be out of fog, and it's looking like that is exactly spot on. You can see the Capitol again from the Lori Burgess camera right here near downtown. Traffic coming in from the west on 10 East, a little slow. All right, I told our TV audience earlier this, now for you on live stream to just watch on live stream. So starting tomorrow, there's going to be, and Matt and Liz will expound on this in a little bit, but going to be a 10% cancellation on 40 major airports. So the ones that we fly out of here in Baton Rouge are Houston, DFW, Atlanta, Washington, and Charlotte. So if you're in the terminal in Baton Rouge for a 7 o'clock departure and you're flying to Houston Intercontinental Airport, the Bush Intercontinental Airport, for a departure connection to maybe the West Coast, go to the website and it's fly2Houston.com. Find your flight. Here's that flight to San Diego. So you leave Baton Rouge at 7. You get to Houston on time, and you look at the San Diego departure, and it's on time. All right. So if it is canceled in Houston, at least, they're going to put the new time in red right below the expected departure time. It'll look something like that. But what happens if you're sitting in the terminal in Baton Rouge and you're connecting later at 11 in Houston, and it says in Baton Rouge, when you're looking at it, it says it's on time, okay? It could be that when you get to Houston and maneuver to the gate that you're leaving out for San Diego, it could be that that flight might be canceled or delayed by the time you get there. So this is the best advice I can give you. Check with the airport websites. In fact, we have these airport websites right here on the 5 major airports that you fly out of Baton Rouge to. Those are the easy websites. Go to the websites, go to the departure board, check it often. They update it the second the gates close and that flight shuts is gone. And that's the best advice I can give you, especially starting tomorrow with an already jacked up air, transportation from the air. It's just horrible right now. 7:09, it is 9 minutes after, while I leave that up for you to look at. 54 degrees, Matt and Liz back on WAFB 9 News Now on our live stream platform. Thanks for being with us. We'll be right back.
(7:11) your time. A few things we want to get to before you kind of get out there on a Thursday morning, including, Liz, we're looking for a missing teenager out of Gonzales, actually missing since about half a month ago.
Yeah, take a good look here. Gonzales police need your help tracking her down. She has a very specific description here. Stephania Jones, 17 years old, was last seen October 14th off of Coontrap Road in Gonzales. They say that she has a flower tattoo on her lower left arm, and she has red blonde dreadlocks. That's a very specific description here. She may be seen in Mississippi, Mississippi, or perhaps Atlanta, Georgia. So if you think you know anything, go ahead and call 911 or the Gonzales Police Department.
Speaking of specific descriptions, specific area for a boil water advisory in Livingston Parish. This is their Ward 2, part of their Ward 2 district, Liz.
Yeah, so there's a specific subset of addresses there. You see that tiny
Walk us
stretch
out
in
there.
red? If you live in that area, you are scheduled to be under that boil water advisory, which is in effect because the Ward 2 water district is making a repair to a water main line there. So we're going to let you know when that boil water advisory is lifted, but in the meantime, you need to boil that water.
In the meantime, have you voted yet? No, look, we understand we still got a few days. Obviously, the 15th is election day, but early voting is going on right now. We've spent a lot of time talking about Thrive, and that's just for EBR, right? The Thrive, but it ain't just EBR who's got stuff on the ballot.
West Baton Rouge Parish, Ascension, Livingston, Tangipahoa, you all have measures to vote on. You can early vote through this Saturday or wait for Election Day, which is next Saturday, November 15th.
Want to have a conversation about what's going on in D.C., how it's impacting you, your world, your life, your food? Actually, Representative Cleo Fields hosting a town hall.
Yes, go ahead and go there and let him know what your concerns are right here in his area. Anyone in his district, which is District 6, you're invited to come out to BRCC's Magnolia Performing Arts Theater there in Mid-City Baton Rouge. That's going to start at 6 o'clock today, where you can address a wide range of things that are impacting you. Certainly the lack of food and SNAP benefits.
Well, you mentioned that, right? The SNAP benefits, the lack of food. So when that happens, you fall back on things like a food bank, a food pantry, locally, coast to coast. And locally, in the Baton Rouge area, it's the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank taking on a big-time burden.
We checked in with the new CEO and president, Elizabeth Pfeiffer, this morning. She was telling us that the community has shown up in so many ways to donate food and money, but they can't just do that just this week or next week. They need to keep these efforts ongoing, especially with that slow rollout of federal benefits. SNAP recipients are only going to get half of those. This effort needs to be ongoing. And if you are in need of food, they say you can make your way to the food bank here, as they are seeing a great increase of people who are trying to come on and feed the table. And you think about Thanksgiving, that's a big meal that people typically spend a lot of money on. They're going to focus their efforts on that in the days and weeks to come as well.
And all your houses of worship, whether it's a mosque or a synagogue or one of the Christian denominations, have opportunity for you to go and get free food. Everybody's coming to the party to help.
That's it.
Trying to, because the need is just so great right now. The government shutdown is a record breaker, and it's not a record that we were looking to break. We'll see if the conversations lead to anything. But even if they do get solved, this funding is going to be slow to catch back up. The ripple effects are just huge.
Right. So in all of this, the takeaway, be a good neighbor. Try to meet the need where you can, because all of us in some way, shape, or another are in a position to help somebody else in a
Clean
small
out your
way or another.
pantry. Yeah, absolutely. And we're seeing more of those little mobile, I'm calling them, the pantries out there, the wooden boxes. Actually, I had one near my neighborhood, put a couple of cans in there.
That's
and
awesome.
just every little bit can help.
It certainly does.
You've waited for the right time to upgrade your vehicle, and that time is now. During the More to Move You sales event, take advantage of tremendous savings on our award-winning lineup of new Mazdas. Come experience Mazda and see what makes the difference at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda.